Alright. Let's get back into it. I think it's probably safe to say we're not finishing today. This will truly be finale part 1. Well, that's alright. I knew we probably wouldn't, just off the basis of, like, this being my first day back. We did a lot of talking and stuff, so that's fine. Part 1 of a lot, probably, yeah. Well, because we're not even... This isn't even the final... I mean, I'm guessing it's not the final mission. We're definitely going to be going back to the hideout at some point. So... we still have a lot ahead of us, I think.
What do you think, Clive? Then we're too late. Damn it. They're all turned. There's nothing we can do. I wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah, we can brutally murder them.
No quarter!
No quarter.
It's over.
Yep, now's now's the time in the YouTube comments to guess how many more episodes there'll be.
You think all the villages in Ash are like this?
How many finale episodes there will be. Well, let's see. He's got this much time in the game left, but then there's this many moments where he's gonna pause the game and talk for like 20 minutes.
Nice try. Too slow.
So how long will it actually be?
Farewell. Stay down.
More.
Here they come. And come and come and come. It's over.
Sure. That's illegal.
I don't want to die here, Clive. Then don't.
Yeah, that's fair. Whoa. Hello. Great life advice. Oh, I thought like a human was gonna walk out and be like, "You saved us." This dude apparently was just sleeping in that house. Just woke up.
It bloody isn't.
Dude, this attack, or not even attack, this skill is just unfair. Oh, that didn't feel good. What the? I don't know what just happened. Oh, the stagger bar's still there. I just locked onto something else, so it like disappeared. It is, like, it's crazy, because if you can permafrost them at the right time, you get enough time to get them to half stagger, then you do the Garuda half stagger thing, and then by that time they're pretty much fully staggered. You can win, like, the whole fight off of one permafrost. It's crazy.
Gav. Gav! Don't tell me there's more of the bastards. Oh, fuck. Have you come to watch, Odin?
Bound for Stonehill. Good. My master awaits you in the capital, though I cannot allow you to attend him in your present state.
And how are you going to stop us?
Why, with this!
What did you do?
If the vessel would see the path opened, it has but to ask. I shall see that my master's prize is made presentable.
Shit! No! Clive, would you mind telling me what the fuck just happened?
Whoops.
Oh, you've got to be. How are we supposed to get through that?
We seek an audience with the king. If His Majesty wants me to come and ask him, And that is exactly what I'll do.
Before you go practicing your petition, we don't even know where the fucker went. How about we cool our heads and think this through, eh?
All right.
Maybe there's something here we can use.
So I'm a little confused. Did it cover like the entirety of Waloed? Or because it looked like a circle. Is it just like here? Or did it literally just cover their entire country? In which case, did it cover our escape as well? Well, I guess we go this way. Which is the way we came in the first place. I'm a little confused. He blocks us off, but then he says, you can come if you ask. So is the idea like he wants us to come without fighting so he can talk to us? Like, I'm not understanding his thought process here. He could have just talked to us just now. Also, he went through all that work to try to sneak in and he just found us immediately, which is kind of funny. Heck. Oh, I went too far away. How's it going, Callus?
I thought we got them all.
So did I.
Hmm? Got them all? What do you mean got them all? Am I missing enemies? I don't see any enemies. Or are we hearing something in this door or something? I don't hear anything. Gab, what are you talking about? Okay, maybe they heard something. Oh my god, that barrel can talk.
Please. Please. Please, no.
Miss. Whoa. Easy. Easy. We're not turned, all right?
Who?
She has a face of another character, I feel. She looks familiar. Torgal on patrol. Does she look like someone? Maybe not.
My thanks, kind traveler.
No, I was thinking like from another game entirely.
Forgive me for asking, but what went on here?
Does she look like Tifa to you? Like her face? I don't know. A younger Elmira? She looks like Final Fantasy VII
It
Remake
started when the
character
skies changed.
to me.
The elders
Something about
said
her.
it was the Arche. One by one,
Never mind. Forget me.
people went mad. Minds taken by the ether. Till only I remained. By then, I was too far along to run. And then the nights came. And I didn't know what to do.
And this, Arche is...
Just a story. Something our grandparents told us when we misbehaved. About how the heavens would grow dark before the land took her last breath.
The end of the world. You said the others went mad. But where did they go?
They all left. Drawn east to the tower, to Reverie. The elders, the healer, the blacksmith, my husband.
You thinking he did this?
Of course. Who else could it be? You were in Canva. You saw what he did to the people.
But then what about her? How come her nut hasn't cracked?
The baby, perhaps? Could be protecting her from the ether. I can't think of any other explanation.
Makes perfect sense.
You mean... it's a bearer?
It won't matter what it is once Ultima's magic takes hold. Time's running out. This tower. That's where we'll find the king.
Really? Not like in his castle?
I knew it. It's the same as Phoenix Gate. Which means at the end of these stairs should be...
Who you talking to, Joshua? To our live studio audience. There it is.
The mural is complete. Ultima and his vessel, Ifrit. Garuda, Ramu, Shiva, Titan, Bahamut, Odin. Even Leviathan the Lost is here. But where is the Phoenix? By the Founder. So that's what you want, isn't it, Ultima?
So that's how it's gonna be then?
I'm not asking, Gav. I need you to stay with Edda.
What?
I must do this alone. If I don't return, you're to find Joshua and make for the Enterprise. Understood?
Aye. Just don't you go dying on me. Sid's name suits your miserable mug better than mine.
Don't worry. I haven't finished with it yet.
Yeah, we're done. Have you seen Odin? We're dead. Yeah, so...
If Barnabas is controlling the Akashic, then wherever he goes, they'll follow. And so will I.
I'm not 100% sure what Joshua was saying. I don't think we're supposed to 100% be certain yet. But I'm kind of getting an inkling. I really like that there's still some kind of big reveal that we haven't reached yet. Also cool to hear that Leviathan is the other icon. A bunch of people had mentioned it in the chat, so I kind of figured that's what the last one was, but now we know for sure. I wonder if we'll... He said the Lost, so... I wouldn't be surprised if Leviathan just straight up didn't exist. Either didn't have time for it, or just didn't fit into the story, but they wanted another one. I mean, it's kind of weird. They could have just not had one. But maybe the number of icons is important or something. Or maybe they want to do something with Leviathan in the future, or maybe Leviathan will be revealed to us soon. There might be some specific reason as to why Leviathan was lost, you know, so I guess we'll see. Ooh. Assange. Also, that random voice actor of random character, Edda, pretty incredible. Her performance there was pretty great. Ew, spiders. No, we're nowhere close to beating the game. I'll check Doggo, it's been a minute. Sick is fully leveled up. I think it already was, though. No, we're nowhere close. At this point, I'm not even sure if we'll finish tomorrow, because there's probably a lot of side quests and stuff still to do. We'll see. I don't want to do everything before finishing the game, but I do want to do all the side quests and hunts. I want to do the side quests because I just kind of want to get like the full world building experience before finishing the game. And I want to do all the hunts because the hunts tend to be a lot more fun when you do them right away because you're quite underleveled. So I want to do at least those two things. The trials and all that stuff can wait.
There's something there. I can feel it. But now's not the time.
Huh. Interesting. I'll set a marker there. That's the first time he's like specifically said something about an area, so I'm kind of curious. Unless it's just a hunt or something, but or a side quest, but why did he specifically say that? Oh, we're doing everything. We're doing the platinum, we're doing probably challenge stuff. Like I'm doing everything there possibly can be, but I'm talking about just finishing the story. What I want to do before I finish the story. Of course we're doing the plat. And even more so than that. Unless I decide I don't want to, but right now I'm very interested in doing some challengey post-game stuff.
Well done, Togo.
Like I did with Crisis Core. Like doing the Super Boss challenge.
Stay down.
And stuff. Plague. Oh my god. I had so much more damage to do too, but he died. The Edge of Infinity. Isn't that... That sounds familiar. Is that a location in like Final Fantasy XII? That sounds like a Final Fantasy XII area. The Edge of Infinity. Well, there's Infinity's End from the remake. Other than that, I guess not. Edge of Creation was a remake area too, yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a area from like 2 or 12 or 13, but what is this? Increases max HP by 500. Wow. That's quite a boost. We haven't had really any accessories that just increase stats except the very, very old Badge of Might. And Badge of Might +1 and metal.
This is it, boy.
I have a feeling that Odin blocked us off from everything else because he, like, wants us to go to this tower for some reason. I'm hoping that's the case, because otherwise this seems a bit weird. That they just randomly forced us to go here. But I have a feeling there's, like, a reason that we're going here. Any new things? No. Yo, look at this action pose. That face when you're walking out of the kitchen and then your mom says, "Do you want a cookie?" Let's just go.
I've come for you, Barnabas.
I don't really understand what we're setting up here. Like, he was just there a second ago. Why do we have to go here? That's why I think there's something special about this tower. This is a similar door to that other area, so there must be something here he wants us to see or something. Yeah. He wants to show us our true form, what we're meant to be, etc.
The tower. It's alive.
Ooh, the song. So I said earlier about the soundtrack, how, like, it's very static, it's the same types of sounds and stuff. But I will say there is a big change with the regular game soundtrack and then anything to do with the icons. It swaps to this techno feel. And it's really cool because it helps to kind of distinguish those two themes. It's like the regular world and then this mysterious icon, not world, but you know what I mean. All the icon battles and everything, like, they have this techno spin to them, and it's cool how you get the two different sides. So that is one thing that they did do to make it feel a lot more, a lot less static. Robots.
More echoes of the fallen. Beginning to feed on ether. There shouldn't be any here.
Why wouldn't there be any here? It's the same type of area as the Phoenix Gate. There's still some kind of big reveal that they're trying to build up here. Very curious. Let's see where we're headed with this.
Floors seem to have a mind of their own.
We going high. Timing sure is weird sometimes. Titan! I really thought that we'd be doing something like just fighting a bunch of Akashic and stuff all the way up to the castle, and then the castle would be like the final confrontation with Odin. But I think the way it's working, like I was thinking in my head, like, how are we gonna have the final confrontation with Odin and then also have the final confrontation with Ultima if the Waloed castle is kind of like the final area on the map? But now it makes sense. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have our final confrontation with Odin here, and then Ultima is going to be at the castle somehow. Or at the final crystal, you know. So that's what I'm guessing is going to happen. I thought we wouldn't be fighting Odin for a while, but I think this is where we fight Odin. Which is going to be weird because I don't think we're ready for Odin. Like, the story has not convinced me that Clive could defeat Odin in any way, shape, or form. He hasn't gotten any stronger, really.
Thanks, boy.
Other than taking Shiva, that's the only thing he's done since we fought him last. Stop. Limit's an interesting ability because you can use it as you're getting comboed to death to cancel it, or at least survive it since you can't die while you're in Limit. Oh, what was that attack?
Well done, Tom.
I was not expecting that.
Waken wins! Nice try.
Let's go backwards. Let's go up. Okay. Oh, that dodge. Saw a lot of frame droppage there when I dodged that. Oh yeah. Ow. I honestly really love the flans in this game. All their arms and like their animations are so great. It's probably like the coolest flans I've seen in the series. At least one of the coolest. Hey, how's it going, Evo? Yeah, I was a bit sad to go on vacation right in the middle of our 16 playthrough, but it was also really nice because it gave everyone a week to finish the game. I was just getting to the point where I was like catching up with everyone in the community, so it actually kind of worked out that everyone kind of caught up while I was gone. I say that, man, that probably does a lot of damage. I feel like well, oh man, Ice Age is like a full damage ability too. I kind of want to use something instead of Gouge. I like Gouge a lot, but I just feel like it's not as good as it used to be. It takes too long. It does a ton of stagger, but it takes too long to do the damage. It works really well with Cold Snap because I can actually get the whole move off, but what if I just use Diamond Dust instead? Instead of gouging them to stagger, just use a single Diamond Dust and they immediately get staggered. I don't have a accessory for Gouge, do I? I do. Cooldown time, that doesn't help. Damage by 15%. That's not really what I want either. I want to increase its stagger. It probably doesn't get that though.
If I were Barnabas, where would I be? The top. So I could look down on the world.
Wow, genius. I would have never guessed. Sick burn. I mean, I can't do anything other than go forward anyways, so it's not like him saying that's gonna change what I'm doing. Just going forward. It's not. Holy moly. Oh, there.
It's over.
That was beautiful the way they all lined up there. What?
Get him. Titan.
Where are you going? Oh, that was an attack.
Farewell.
Whoa! He blew up.
It's over.
All right. Would you guys have rathered these dungeons, like these story dungeons, be more of a open, multiple paths, figure out where to go kind of thing? Or do you like just the straight up hallway? Because in some ways it does kind of fit the gameplay just to go forward and kill all the enemies, but
That's new.
obviously
Though I expected it to fall like all the rest.
the more RPG way to do it
Too slow.
and the more interesting way to do it would be to actually have like a dungeon. But I wonder how much that affects people's ability to enjoy it. Because, you know, obviously with 13, that was everyone's, like, big gripe, but I don't hear as many people griping about that with this game as people did with 13. With 13, it was, like, game-ruining, but here it feels like people are more willing to accept it, but maybe it's because it's an action game and that's more of a action game thing to do, right? Like, it fits more with the genre of gameplay. to have more linear dungeons. I screwed up. Wow. He did not have a good time. He went straight from being staggered to being half staggered and then back to full staggered. Yeah, but like... See, that's what's interesting, is that like when 13 came out, it got destroyed over its... You know... But... Okay, here's the thing. This game has an open world. In open environments and places to explore, and albeit some very lackluster rewards, there are rewards for you know, searching and exploring. 13 is like hallway after hallway after hallway, and there's never really open area until the very end of the game. And no ability to go back to previous areas, etc. So maybe that's why I don't hear many people complaining about the actual dungeons being linear, because the rest of the game is pretty open. But, you know, it should be said that, like, these dungeons could have definitely been your Final Fantasy VII style, Final Fantasy IX style dungeon, where you're exploring multiple different routes and opening up doors in different areas and solving puzzles and etc. Your typical RPG dungeon experience. They chose not to do that, either for lack of ability to do it or time to do it, or because they thought that a more linear dungeon would fit the mechanical combat better. But, yeah, it should be said, like, they definitely could have done more with it.
Thing? Hopefully there aren't any more.
But yeah, like, it doesn't bother me in the same way that 13 bothers me. Which is interesting. Yeah, like, you do get rewards for exploring in this game, but they're so minuscule that they're more frustrating than anything. You go out of your way to grab something and it's totally useless, and you're like, why did I waste my time? And then the one time you finally get something good, it comes off as more frustrating than anything, because you're like, wow, now I'm forced to spend the rest of the game checking every corner just to get terrible rewards, just on the off chance that I get something else like this. You know what I mean? It would almost feel better if there was nothing to get. And then you'd be like, okay, I just don't need to search anything. But the fact that every once in a while you actually do get something good forces you to check every single 2 gil thing just in case it is something good, you know? I'd almost rather it just be awful all the time so I could just stop searching altogether.
You know what to do, boy.
It's just such a shame, because I keep going back to the equipment, but it truly is such a shame. If the equipment were just a little more interesting, it would fix so much that's wrong with this game. Like, imagine if this sword made Odin abilities do more damage, right? And that doesn't count in Final. This had a extra high stagger number, and this made Shiva abilities do more damage. That's a bad example, but go with it. And so all these weapons that I found just had these really unique, different abilities. Maybe not even good, but just the fact that they had them would give me way more incentive to search stuff and be like, oh man, I found this sword that does this. Maybe I never use it, but just the fact that it does something cool would have made me excited when I found it, you know? Instead, I was just depressed when I found this sword. If it did something, even if I didn't like the ability, you know, I still would have been excited when I found it. I would have been like, oh, I can add this to my equipment list and maybe someday I'll have a use for it, you know? Like, that happens all the time in RPGs where you find a weapon and you're like, oh, I might have a use for this someday, and you never end up using it, but just the fact that you thought you might have used it makes you excited. Here, I knew from the moment I picked it up, I would never use it. From the moment I picked it up, I knew without a shadow of a doubt I would never use this weapon a single time. Because it's worse in every way than the one I have. And even if it was better than the one that I have, it would have only been slightly better and I wouldn't have even noticed. But, you know, it just, like, it kills your sense of exploration. It's like, why even bother? And I have, like, this accessory I found. And I've been using it the entire game. So, it makes me feel like, man, I should explore and find stuff. But to be honest, this is the only thing I think I found that I'm still using. So I think these I got from other things. Because I would love to have this whole list of weapons that all have slightly different abilities just to say I got them. But this is all useless. Might as well not even have them. Well, yeah, especially because you get a weapon after getting each icon. When you got Garuda, you got the Garuda weapon. When you got Titan, you got the Titan weapon. There's like specific weapons for each icon. They could have easily just said, makes Titan abilities do 5% more damage. Like something really small, but just something. Just to give it some personality, you know? Ooh. I use that. Will damage. I like that. I'm finally gonna unequip this Rook's Gambit accessory. Because I like having Rook's Gambit on a quick cooldown, but now that I have Shiva Dodge, I don't really need it anymore. When that was my only counter ability, I really liked having that. But now I have Shiva Dash, I have Titan Block, so I don't need Rook's Gambit on a small cooldown. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, it could be so minuscule. It could be such a minor thing as to not ruin the delicate balance of the game, but just give the weapons some personality so that you feel like it's worth it to go out of your way to get them. Like, you know, there's something to be said about the psychology of a game making you want to explore. It's like, you know that feeling of getting 99 elixirs throughout the game, but you never end up using them because you don't want to lose them, and then you finish the game and you're like, wow, I collected all those items and I never even used them. It's that psychology of like making it feel like you want to explore and collect things on the off chance you might use them. Right? I play Borderlands and I keep like a giant list of 100 weapons that I'm never going to use, but my psychology is like, well, technically, if I were to ever fight an enemy that does this specific thing a lot, I could equip this weapon and it would help. So I end up keeping it. And although I never end up going back and using it, I feel like I'm collecting things that add to my repertoire of things, right? So that's just the fun in it. Even though technically it didn't matter in the end, it makes me feel like my collecting is worth doing. Wow, they're throwing a lot of mini bosses at me. Things are getting real. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts did that both on a mechanic level, but also on a, like, personal interest level. You wanted to collect all the Keyblades because they were connected to your favorite Disney movie or had, like, the specific keychains, and you just wanted to see... Like, I remember wanting to get them all just because I wanted to see all the keychains and how they represented each movie or represented each sword, you know? So almost from like a story aspect, I wanted to collect them all, not even just to use them, but just to see the designs and stuff. To be fair, that is one thing this game has. I like seeing the designs of the swords when I get them, but that's not enough for me to care enough to be happy when I pick up a sword that's worse. You know? Oh, and Kingdom Hearts 3 was the absolute king, because every weapon had its own form change that made it completely unique. So even if you picked up a weapon that you hated, or like was worse than the weapon you had, you still wanted to try it just to see the form change and see all the different abilities it had. That was such a great mechanic. And also you could upgrade any Keyblade to be pretty much as good as any other Keyblade. So if there was one you specifically liked, even if it sucked, you could make it as good as the others. I love how you can freeze an enemy in the middle of its attack. How did I dodge that? That was kind of magical. Uh-oh. I don't remember if it's better to do damage there or stagger there. I think it's damage. I think damage is better there.
Nice try.
It seems like some attacks you can't get the precision Shiva dodge on, because I swear that should have been a precision dodge. Maybe not though, but it looked like it. This thing, however, seems to always work. Look how much damage I've done, I haven't staggered it yet. Holy crap. No wonder that fight was short. 3 mini bosses back to back.
What's one more, eh, Toggle?
Oddly enough, this reminds me of the elevator bosses in 7. On an elevator, we gotta fight 2 bosses back to back on the elevator. There we go. God, this guy's staggered. It's huge. Okay. Buddy, you're staggered. You're half staggered. Look at your bar. He's cheating. Stop it. Stop cheating. That enough of your nonsense. Ow.
I needed that.
Nice. Yeah, that fight would have, since both of those fights I won in one stagger, I think Diamond Dust actually would have been really nice there. I think Diamond Dust would be way better for bosses than Gouge, but just for general exploration, I'm gonna keep Gouge for now, but... I think having 2 ultimate abilities might actually be good for bosses. It's raining inside the tower.
Almost there.
Square Enix is like, we have this really cool rain effect, we want to show it off. So just hang in there with us. It's gonna rain inside this tower now. Actually, it is kind of open at the top.